I'm joined now by Sean Bell, a retired British Air Vice-Marshal and military analyst. Sean, thanks so much for joining us. Let's just pick up on what President Macron's been saying. It's a 10-month program. It's voluntary for the teens, late teens. Do you think this sort of voluntary service program is a good idea?
Yes, I think, let's face it, President Chirac in 1997 got rid of conscription. They haven't had anything like that in France for the best part of 30 years. The size of the French forces, it's about 200,000 strong. They've got 45,000 reservists. What they're aiming to do is double the number of reservists in the next decade, the volunteers, they're only actually targeting about 6% of that age group you've identified. Is it a good idea, though? I think most nations in Europe at the moment are feeling the heat of the Russian invasion. They're seeing how vulnerable Ukraine is looking, that actually it's looking more likely, not less likely, that Ukraine might fall. And therefore, what next? And I do think that military capability, as a former military guy, military capability is not just equipment, it's equipment and people, and therefore creating a body of people, more reservists, can only be a good thing for the military defence of any nation.
Other European countries, I think about 10 of them, actually have military conscription. In other words, all young people, mostly men for most countries, have to do a period of military service. Do you think this is all pointing to an expectation of conflict with Russia?
I'm not so sure it's conflict with Russia. I think there's a whole series of things that are happening. First of all, when we talk about Europe, we do run the risk that it's one size fits all. Having recently visited Ukraine, gone through Poland, Poland feels the heat of this invasion a lot more than UK does. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia feel it far more as former Soviet Union states. And I think, therefore, the closer you are to this attack, the more you feel the heat, the more you feel the need to try and make a more robust situation. Bear in mind that conscription is at face value is getting more soldiers, but actually there are lots of other benefits to it. Not only does the population have more of an understanding of how the military operates, it also means that they have more empathy with, they clearly don't want to end up funding defence, but they do accept that compromises are required. And also it means that if the country ever does go to war, you've now identified a load of people that have the skill sets and experience, so they don't take to the battlefields with a week or two of experience, which is what some of the Ukrainians are doing, and that is very dangerous for them. So you're more survivable if you have that background training. So I think there are lots of benefits to having an increased awareness. I just think politically it's been quite difficult, but some countries that are closer to this threat are having to take hard measures like conscription to try and address the shortfall.
Well, thank you so much. That's Sean Bell, retired British Air Vice-Marshal and military analyst.